Was that it? Llama, llama, it's a llama. It's a very funny llama. Llama, llama, farmer, llama, 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 duck. Like how you play Witty before you start the game. Yeah, this deck list is this is basically a tempo deck. This is basically, when I said I was a sucker for tempo decks and TCGs, I meant it. This is an aggro control style deck. So if you're new to Hex, one of the things Hex does that's great for players that like making informed decisions is that you'll see my opponent and I have different portraits on either side of the table here. These portraits are not just cosmetic, they also give us this added effect while we play the game. So, and determine our starting health total. So my health is 23 to start and my opponent's is 21. My champion power for 7 charges, or basically when I've played 7 resources, I can give all of my troops in play +2/+2 permanently. My opponent's playing what's generally a control champion, and it says for 2 charges, my opponent gets to put 2 cards from their discard pile back into their deck and add the line of text when you play this, draw a card to it. I'm going to play out this resource here and then get this Llama Herder into play. Llama Herder is a 2/2 for 2 that has the mechanic Diligence, so when it readies or untaps, it summons a 2/2 llama. So basically, it gives me an army in a can of sort. We did keep, so you saw when I played that first resource on turn 1, I got to make a choice. That resource had a mechanic called Fate Weave on it. And what Fate Weave does is it kind of lets you stack the next draw to your deck. You choose between a resource or a non-resource, and the next card you draw is guaranteed that threshold. My opponent, well, so I'm actually playing a 3-shard deck, and I've only drawn Diamond so far, but my opponent is playing a 2-shard deck, and they've only drawn Wild so far. So my early pressure here looks like it's going to get to beat them down, even if we don't get to draw any more cards here. That's going to make Sapphire for them, so that probably unlocks a lot of their hands here. Yep. They played a 1/1 for 1, then when it comes into play, it has the Prophecy mechanic. It modifies the next action in their deck to allow them to draw a card with it. I did miss a point of damage by not exhausting the llama. Yep, that's right. This can exhaust other troops I control to give itself +1/+1. Have you thought about pre-recording the Hex intro, just playing it when you get into the game? I haven't. Maybe I should. So I'm going to exhaust these llamas and then attack with my herder here. It's possible my opponent has a pesky Pippit here. So in Hex, players have quick action, so you can play things on your opponent's turn. They do have a, Pippit Hustler, not pesky Pippit. This is a 3/4. Then when it comes into play, it reverts and transforms one of my cards. It's a real shame I haven't hit my blue source yet, because then I'd be able to Runebind. This is probably not going to be a very good game for us because we stumbled on our thresholds to start here. Alright, we hit this turn. Play Lanupaw Sight out here. Lanupaw Sight is kind of a delayed draw 3. It modifies the next 3 cards in my deck, or sorry, the next action resource or troop of my deck to when you play this draw card. And my opponent's played a Weave here, which interrupts my card. I'm going to go ahead and Runebind their Weave, which kind of suspends it off to the side. See, hopefully they don't have another counter here. I'd really prefer this Lanupaw Sight resolves so we could snowball some card advantage here. If they have another interrupt, they really want to interrupt this site because it's going to kind of bury them. Yep, and they do have another interrupt. That kind of sucks. To be fair, it mostly didn't pan out because I didn't have a Coyote for my Howling Plains Bluegrass on turn 2. Perfect. Look at that. We have all of our thresholds now. Yeah, I'll play Arcane Soil. I think I care if they counter this the least. So Arcane Soil draws me 2 cards, and then it creates a Dreadling, which is a 1/1 kind of throwaway troop for every card in my hand. They have another deny, sure. We actually technically need 1 more wild threshold because Furiko is double wild threshold here. I'm going to play this Moonrise Elder out here. Moonrise Elder is a 3/4 that when it comes into play, it creates a Valor power-up for every one of my Ardent troops. And it's synergistic with my Intrepid Conjurer, because whenever we play a Valor power-up on my Intrepid Conjurer, it creates a copy of itself. So if this resolves on my Intrepid Conjurer, I'm going to get another Intrepid Conjurer. We're into the unknowing my Intrepid Conjurer. Okay. I'm just going to Valor this guy. Yeah. So, Into the Unknown is a card that uses a little bit of variance to provide an answer to an opposing card. It returns the card to my hand and then changes all of the Intrepid Conjurers in my hand and my deck into a random different diamond card. So that's why I now have a Borean Leopard in my hand here. Play this Lanupaw site out. Would love to snowball some draws. Do you have more interrupts? They don't. Sweet. And then this card has a mechanic called Frost Form, which I could play it out for 2 less cost if I put its defense to 1. I don't think I want to attack with this Moonrise Elder because they could just trade the Pippit Hustler for it. And they also have a 4/5 that comes into play. And they have to put their Pippit... So when this comes into play, it gets to return one of their troops to their hand, so they pick their Pippit Hustler back up. I'm probably going to hustle my Moonrise Elder. And for starting off stumbling here, we're actually kind of in this game, right? Love to play this Lanupaw site that draws a card when I play it. Sweet. So now we have a bunch of extra draws in the bank here. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn back. Drawing up a bunch of extra cards is great with Arcane Soil. And Arcane Soil is really good with our champion power. At some point, we're going to get to hit that. The opponent's just hanging out is good for us. Sweet deal. Play this resource out, which draws 2 cards thanks to the Lanupaw sites that I'd played. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play this Arcane Soil here. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Moonrise Elder just to, like, generate some Valors. They might want to interrupt this, though. They don't. Sweet. So we generate a bunch of Dreadlings here, and then all of these Dreadlings are going to go ahead and get into the red zone, get across some chip shots. We are way ahead. You're not wrong, Burgle. I feel way ahead. Even without my champion power, this Arcane Soil is practically lethal. And they're gonna need 2 interrupts here because I have a Runebind to stop their first interrupt. Yep. Alright, sweet. Well, I wasn't expecting to win that, but Lanupaw's Sight and Arcane Soil are really powerful cards. Do I even want to board anything in? I feel like all of my cards are actually pretty good here, right? Maybe Psychic Ascension is good enough. I didn't think about this board a ton. Tom, I needed to play the ice in order to activate Furiko that turn. Furiko takes double threshold. Do I want some Pride's Falls? Pride's Fall kills Pippit and Typhoon Skyshaper and Windsinger, and Windsinger is one of their better cards in the matchup. I don't hate Pride's Fall. Intrepid Conjurer is a little medium. Let's do that. See how this feels. So, this hand is missing a diamond threshold, but I get to Fate Weave for a resource on one with this Wild Ice, and I have more diamond than anything else in my deck, so I'm pretty likely to hit a diamond here. And if I hit a diamond on 2, I get to just curve Howling Plains Alpha into Lanupaw's site and just have a really strong curve here. Ding, ding, ding. Whoever didn't have it, etc., etc. Line up side of their own, sure. My own site in here. Llama Herder is much better in a 4-bat without Lasgard Vengeance, that's for sure. Huh. Kind of want to just play this Dawn Mesa Duo, I think. Put a non-resource on top of my deck, and then do this off of this so I don't run into a Pippit Hustler. Seems fine. This creates a Valor when it comes into play for each exhausted troop I control, so makes 1. Both of these cards are good. These Valors, like, aren't actual, like, full cards worth of value, but they count as full cards in our hand, which makes our Arcane Soils much better, which is great. Look at that. They had the Pippit Hustler. Talked about maybe playing around. Really, we're hustling that one. I guess hustling 2-cost troops is better than hustling 5-cost troops. Wow, we get free reign to do whatever we want this turn. That's sweet. Probably just Pride's Falling this and attacking in. Are they missing a shard drop? They are missing a shard drop. Well, that's really good for us. Or we're doing this. Yep, definitely doing this. So, Auspex of Lanupaw says whenever we play a non-resource, all of our troops in all zones, including our deck, get a opponent packs it up, packs it in. Got him good. All right, good start to the Ardent Furiko day. Yep, the Sultai Tempo deck is uploading to YouTube now. It's actually already done uploading, God bless Fiber, and it's currently processing. This deck's actually pretty cheap to build too, right? Like they're the only mythics in it are, I guess Runebind's a little bit of money. Yeah, the Winter Moon deck's very bad when you get behind. There were no cobblestones. Oh, right, the racial duels, racial tri-shards. I was trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to play Furiko or Ardent this week, and I was like, what if we took Furiko and Ardent and we shoved them together? And this is what came out, so we're going to see how this feels today. Would love to go first here. Yeah, seems pretty good, right? We get to Fate Weaver resource to the top of our deck with this. We get to go Cobblestone for Diamond, play Llama Herder on 2, and then Guidance can guarantee a 4th resource. I actually have the -1 cost gem in all of our Moonrise Elders in this deck, so that way they can be 3 costs for us. Llama Herder's a human. The Dawn Mesa Duo is definitely kind of mediocre in terms of power level, but it is... The fact that the Dawn Mesa Duo is both racial shards is very good, and I think makes it worth playing. Perfect. So we'll get a... Being on the play with Llama Herder is pretty good. The duo actually has a little bit of awkward tension because you want to play it to enable your racial shard, but it also puts a double diamond card in your deck. Be kind of sad if the hero fall us. Honestly, if they have removal, though, they probably want to spend it on the Llama Herder so we don't start generating value from that. What a tilt. I'm just going to grab another resource here so we can guarantee Arcane Soil on 5. Play this out for Diamond. I'm going to hold on to these Valors for now so my Arcane Soils are better. I feel like my opponent's pretty likely to kill my Llama Herder anyways, so there's not really a huge incentive to like get in an extra point or 2 of damage here and then lose the Valors. That'll make my Arcane Soil better. Yep, there's a hero fall. Sweet. We have all of our thresholds met. Go ahead and hit this. Attack you for a bunch. And then next turn, we get to go Lanupaw's Sight plus Howling Plains Alpha resource. And then the turn after that, we get to Arcane Soil again with our champ power up. Hey, Yellow Hat, Nasif with the host. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to folks coming over from Nasif's channel. We're currently hanging out playing some Hex Shards of Fate this afternoon. It's a fully digital TCG that's very similar to Magic, but has a lot of great distinct differences. Look at the threshold base in this deck, just the perfects. Howling Plains Alpha basically draws a card. Lanupaw's Sight will likely draw us a card before next turn. And so next turn, we'll draw a card into our hand up to 6 cards. Arcane Soil cast will put us down to 4. It'll put us up to 6, so we'll make 6 1/1s, and then we'll be able to activate the Furiko power to give them all +2/+2. So it should be lethal next turn. Oh, do they have enough troops to culmination at this point? Yeah, they do. Oh, the Dreadlings, right. I mean, don't play around cards you can't beat. They were probably in danger of culmination against us anyways. If we get culmination, we can't win. I don't actually know if that's true. If we get culmination, the cards from the Lanupaw Sight in the bank might be able to pull us through. But they are just dead if we don't get Withering Gaze, culmination, etc. here. Attack us for 4. Nope, they didn't want to trade it. That's fair. Runebind is great. Let's go ahead and play Arcane Soil. Make a bunch of dorks. Did I miscount? Yeah, it is 7, isn't it? Do this, draw a card. Get my champion power. Alright, so Kaigu. Confounding Ire is great. Probably want to trim a Moonrise Elder so we're less susceptible to Hero Fall. Intrepid Conjurer is a little medium. Actually, know what else I want to board it in this matchup? If they likely have Culmination post board, I agree. Bring a couple Blinding Ires in. I might be cutting too many humans there. Let's give this a try. See how it feels. I like this deck. It's an aggressive deck that gets to draw cards. That's all I really want out of life. It's to draw cards. Simple man who wants to pick up a lot of cards. Yeah, the Arcane Soil Furiko gives you basically it's like virtual reach, right? Like it's not like traditional reach and like lightning strike, crackling bolts your dome type reach, but it's like gives you a way to like jump up and kill people on games that you'd like otherwise be out of. That seems reasonable. I get to go Cobblestone for Diamond to play Conjurer, and then Guidance, and then Lanupaw Sight on 3. To play Herder on 2 now. Good. I'm gonna play this out and play this Llama Herder, I think, and then pass the turn. It's possible I'm supposed to just Guidance here, so that way I could, like, have a resource that won't not make a threshold like this. But I kind of want to get Herder online. Yep. That's a reason to have been working towards the Lanupaw site rather than doing this aggressively. Guess I'm just gonna do this for a resource. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here with the Confounding Ire up. Counter another 3-drop out of them. Fast Crusader's a little scary. No blocks. Just using our life total as a resource here. Opponent's deck does not really have any reach in it, so we get to use our life total as a resource pretty liberally. I think I'm just like snapping this Confounding Ire and anything they do here. Worst case scenario for us would be like a Cockatrice here, because we can't interrupt that. Honestly, if they Cockatrice this here, I'm probably discarding that. Yeah, let's just play that out. Sweet. Howling Plains Alpha gives us a threshold from this. And then... yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and guarantee a resource here and then cast this Lanupaw site. Once again, we have perfect thresholds. Of our second diamond here, and then we'll have double diamond, double wild, single sapphire. The Necropolis Coin is actually kind of scary, right? Because it Gives my opponent, that does give my opponent a little bit of traditional reach. They can, this is a resource that's a slow shard when they play it, but they can pay 2 and discard it from their hand to make us lose 2 life and them draw a card. We're gonna take another 4-ball from this Crusader here. The Howling Plains Alpha is not a bad pickup because it generates a Valor, and we can Valor the Intrepid Conjurer and kind of go wide with it. Give us more chump blockers for this Crusader. Ventio is terrifying. Fine's not bad. I guess that's fair, Dark Wonders. Alright, we made a thing. I think I want to just Runebind. I shouldn't have played that resource. I should have waited because I could draw a Prophesized resource here. Did not. I'm just going to Runebind this Ventio to, like, keep it down so we don't get Tarantulas in our deck next turn. Oh, gross. Whew. Dodge them drawing a resource. That's good. So, Runebind puts their card into, like, the stasis state until they draw a resource. So, they just drew a resource, but this has Troop Trauma again here because it just came into play, so at least it's not activating this turn to put Tarantulas in our deck. Yep. Gonna take a hit for 4 here, I think. Again, I think we're gonna try and cheese them with this Arcane Soil, potentially. Wow, that's a lot of Crusaders. Would love a Moonrise Elder here. Still be a Moonrise Elder. Rats. Alright, alright. Kinda doing it. Oh, you know what? I'm so dumb. Oh, no, wait, I didn't have this last turn, right? So these Llama Herders, they can exhaust each other, and then next turn they'll generate Llamas. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So Llama Herder can exhaust another troop you control. So they can, one exhaust one, and then the other exhaust the other, and they, you know, doing Llama Herder things here. That's the real question, Marty. One we may never know the answer to. What are they doing that's so exhausting? That's unfortunate. Yep, this is a new deck that I threw together last night. No attacks is weird. No tarantulas, no tarantulas, no tarantulas. Ding. Alright, you have double wilds, put a non-resource on top of our deck. This is basic. Yeah, no attack seems a little loose. Yes, spider eggs do count as non-resources for Fate Weaves, which is kind of terrifying, but I think it's still right to put a non-resource on top there. Was that? I don't think that was lethal. They were at 21, right? We had a lot of attackers, but I don't think that was anywhere near lethal, and I was going to need blockers in the backswing. It was lethal? Are we sure? They had... And they were going to lose their Crusaders, but like they're going to get to draw a bunch of cards when that happened, right? My Llamas couldn't attack. The Llamas just got generated that turn, so I don't think it was lethal without the Llamas being able to attack. Eat? You want something to eat? Do you want cereal or Cliff Bar? You want Cliff Bar? What does this hand do? This hand doesn't apply any pressure, so we're going to replace it. This hand is marginally better. The Llamas were affected by troop trauma. Yeah, the no attack on their part was super wrong. 10 out of 10. Well of Life's actually a great hit. I'm going to go ahead and put a non-resource on top of my deck now. I get to go ahead and play Llama Herder next turn, and then hopefully Guidance into Sight. Sight's going to be pretty bad against a mill deck. From watching what the other herders were doing to each other, right? Chase, you know you can make it so you don't pass through your combat step with the normal pass turn thing, right? It's definitely a good feature. I definitely have that enabled so I don't accidentally click through my attack step. One of the nice little interface things Hex does that's great. I think I'm just playing this site in the hopes that, like, I get one of these prophesized cards. Milled 2 of our 3 prophesied cards. Can draw a card. Guidances also do not line up well against Tribunal Magistrate. The mill deck's not very good, but it's just, like, annoying to play against, right? It's like, well... It's, like, doing things that make my cards, like, marginally worse, but, like, my cards marginally worse are still, like, on average better than a lot of these bad cards that you're playing. Valor Generation, also not great against Tribunal Magistrate. Oh, I punted. Oh, I punted. I was so busy talking about how bad the mill deck is that I punted. So Llama Herder should have exhausted this because then it could have attacked into this 2-3 and then it would have diligence to make a 2-2 Llama for next turn. So yes, that is a mistake. Why didn't it happen? Because I didn't do it. Because I hit my auto pass while I cast this card. I mean, Burgle, if my deck needs Scouring Light to beat what my current opponent is doing, I should take my deck and throw it in the garbage. Yeah, if my deck needs Scouring Light to beat this deck, I shouldn't be playing my deck. Is the actual answer. And like, what, I'm down, like, the only reason they're going to be anywhere close to being in this game is because of this Tribunal Magistrate that's likely a what-of to enable a Crusader. And, like, I'm down a Llama right now, so, like, I'd have way more pressure if I'd have just, like, sequenced this correctly when I played this on here, if I wasn't just auto-passing like a big dumb stupid. Sure. Yes, I should have played a Valor to play around Culmination. I guess we'll keep playing, but... yeah, we're pretty dead this game. We're gonna go ahead and board out our cards that, like, literally are 3-mana discard a card, and boarding cards that have text boxes. Transmogrifades, bunch of Pippit Hustlers. Runebind seems a little bit medium minus. Blinding Ire, nope, not very good. I think the mono Sapphire deck is better or worse post Lasgar Sturf. Indifferent? I don't know. Like, it's not fantastic against the blood decks. I'm gonna replace this. The resources were functional, but I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive than that. I said it's much better at being aggressive. Just needs to hit a third shard. Isn't it a third shard? It's actually pretty good, right? We get to go Intrepid Conjurer into Moonrise Elder. What's up, dude? You need more food? More? No, you're not having that one. You can have the Z-bar. You can have this. You're not having those. N-O. I know you're not used to hearing that word, but N-O. It's tough being two. No, Declan. No. I know, it's tough. It's tough not getting what you want right when you want it all the time. Hey, look, they build 2 non-resources. Can we draw a shard now? That would be great. That's so unlucky. Yeah, that's the one I said you could have. Yep, that's the one you can have. What a tilt. Our deck only plays 22 resources, but we also, that's annoying. I turned them into a card that they play. Our deck only plays 22 resources, but we also play 4 guidance, so it's basically like we play 26 resources. Our Fate Weave shards don't actually help in this matchup because our opponent, is just burying all of our stuff. If our opponent activates their champion power here, I'm just going to go ahead and bury 5 cards off of our deck. We're firmly in the driver's seat beatdown here. Sometimes you lose to bad decks. That's life. All right, let's go ahead and queue on another one here. Thanks everyone for hanging out this afternoon. Not that our deck is good. Our deck might not be good. If we had a third resource that game, we would have been fine. Firmly in the driver's seat. Yep. I think this hand's just too slow. I guess this is a 3-drop. This hand might just be too slow. For a real professional, we'll draw 1 or a 2-drop next turn. Put a mulliganed. The fact that we don't have a human for this might make this a mulligan on top of it being a little bit slow. Hopefully, looks like they're playing the Ardent Sockets deck, perhaps. All right, well, we have our thresholds at least. I think I'm just gonna landing pause site here. They're probably gonna play a Crusader or something that this Moonrise Elder can't attack through anyways. I guess this draws a card. Alright, Guidance, that draws an extra card. Line me up. For non-resource. Llama Herder, you say. I'm gonna play the Howling Plains Alpha. Runebind's pretty good. I actually have to discard if I want to hold up the Runebind, though, so I think I'm just gonna do this. If the opponent plays Animus and Banners, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Their standard constructed format and their sealed limited format are their 2 most competitive formats currently. They have $1,000 cash tournament for each of those every single weekend. We're currently playing Hex's standard constructed format here on stream. Mostly play constructed here on this channel, regardless of which game we're playing. So this gets to attack now. Blocked. Can't block it. 5/5 Crusader. Yep. It's a big scary. So next turn we get to go Llama Herder plus Moonrise Elder here, which is not bad. To actually discard a Valor here. So So the goal here is to live to get to Arcane Soil for a bunch of Dorkos. We gotta live through this combat step plus one more, ideally keeping as many troops in play as possible while doing so. They're hitting us for 8 here, down to 9. This Runebind probably means we get to live through the next one as well. Depends, again, Animus is very scary. Darkheart's pretty scary here too. Just another Crusader's fine. They haven't hit their Burning Banner yet. Animus is scary because it gives them extra charges towards their champion power. Although I guess they don't have a double ruby for their champion power yet either, do they? I think that's it. What if I go Valor, Valor, Runebind this? That's bad because I die on the backswing. Definitely doing this. Am I just passing? So I need to hit them with 8 things to kill them. And next turn I'll draw up to 8, and then I'll go to 9. So yeah, I guess I'm just passing because I could try and gimp them with this, or give them with this Arcane Soil next turn. Depending on how many blockers they have and how this Runebind goes, when we have to use it. You got opponent. Again, looking to dodge, just moving to attack, so that's good for us. Remind that Dorko. One and 0 confirmed different numbers. It's weird, I know, but they are in fact different. You got some try, sure. You got. That is exactly what it is, Marty. That is that was the goal. So we're gonna make 8 Dreadlings next turn. So they're dead, actually. They're dead, right? 8 Dreadlings is lethal. We're making 8 Dreadlings. I believe our opponent is dead. But let's find out. Let's find out together, shall we, chat? Still dead. 2 blockers. I can, in fact, Valor Dreadling. You're not wrong. You did! Sweet. Alright. Make 8 guys. Make them all rather large. Slow rolling a crewmate, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, 8 times 3 is 24. Shut your mouth and say no more. 1 and 0. Confirmed different numbers for purposes of figuring out if we are dead. What do you think, opponent? I think you're dead. -1. Less than 0. So, I think Runebind's a lot worse than Transmogrifade this matchup, so we're going to swap those out nice and clean. I think Pridefall's probably okay. Probably don't have quite enough time to dirtle with Lanupaw's Sight in this matchup as I would like. I'll cut 2 of those and bring in 2 Pridefalls. Let's try this out. All right, we don't have a human for these cobblestones yet, but I believe. Do you believe, chat fam? I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Do you believe in magic? Do. Woo! Never didn't have it. Remember, folks, this is a no justice stream. If you're looking for justice, turn around and head somewhere else. The Dawn Mesa Duo here is to deliver us from the justice that was supposed to have happened. Justice free is the way to be. Look at that. We've got that one enabled too. Because Dawn Mesa Duo. Easy game, easy life. This is a guy and a gal. Look at that. Team power. Opponent seeking out a little bit of guidance there. Ooh, they have a 2-drop. Warthorn General's pretty good. I'm just gonna transmog this MC so they don't get a trigger off of it. Roy. Shard Animus is going to be pretty terrifying. Sentry Shard Animus, also terrifying. No 4th resource drop would be great for us. I'd like to draw an Intrepid Conjurer here, so we can go Intrepid Conjurer, Dawn Mesa Duo this turn. Be pretty hot. Alright, Herder. I don't need a second Sapphire, and I don't need a 3rd Diamond, so let's get a Ruby to confuse my opponent. Whoa, whoa! How you doing, little fat boy? Are you the tiny, fattest boy I have? The tiniest, fattest boy? Don't hit me, child. Not trading my 2/2 for 4 points of life. We know one of the cards in their hand right now is a Valor. Plus sight. Alright, we'll play this. Grab a Wild Threshold here. I think I'm just supposed to do this. And then hopefully they're going to Valor this so I can Pridefall it. Oh, lordy. We can't Arcane Soil them. Why aren't we playing any Ruby cards? It seems so free. You have this Ruby threshold. Don't play more than 4 wells in your deck. Don't play more than 4 wells in your deck. Just don't. Don't do it. You like fate. You want your decks to be as consistent as possible, and like adding those to your deck is going to remove consistency from your deck. I'm gonna Valor this Llama Herder and attack here. If he wants to trade here, I'm okay with that. I have these soils in my hand. We dead to that? I feel like we're dead to that because of the banner. We're especially dead if they have a 2-drop as well. By 2-drop, I mean it could be a 3-drop also. Alright, not winning this game either way because of the Exalted Knight. You think I'm happy with how I boarded? Yeah, to play for the third game. Yeah, that seems fine. Actually gonna stack a non-resource on top with this one. Looking for some ways to generate some valor so this Auspex can go nuts. Intrepid Conjurer gives us another payoff for Valors, but it doesn't give us something to do with the first one. These llamas are going to go super wide, super quick here, because we're going to get to go Well of Life, second Llama Herder, Intrepid Conjurer, make this a 4/4, crack them, and then both these Llama Herders are going to Diligence on turn 4 and make 2 more 2/2s. And the Sentry MC turn 2. Yep, that's fine. We can make this into a 3/3 and punch through, so. Look for like a Moonrise Elder at this point to go insane. Dawn Mesa Duo is actually not bad. So we're still going to do this and this. And we'll use this one to exhaust these two, and then I'll attack for 4. And then next turn, we actually just like have all of these exhaust each other, right? And then play this Dawn Mesa Duo for like infinite Valors. Llama Herder, Dawn Mesa Duo, also a combo. I like, this deck's kind of sweet. It's like doing the stupid busted linear thing that the Ardent deck could do, while also occasionally doing the stupid busted linear thing that the Furiko deck can do. So we just got like 2 different linear axes we get to attack on. So gonna use this to exhaust these like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack with this. Yes, attack with this is a 5. And then I'm going to play this Well of Life. And this Dawn Mesa Duo is going to generate 5 Valors. I don't play Limited. I don't find playing Limited enjoyable, so I don't do it. So I really can't give you suggestions for that. I'd recommend checking out probably Limited Resources by Louis Scott Vargas and Marshall Sutcliffe. They play a lot of Limited. Then we're going to generate 2 more Llamas next turn. And if we hit a non-slow shard, we get to play this Auspex and then kind of go nuts. All right. They did their kind of silly thing. Oh, they don't have a 4th resource. Come on, non-slow shard. Non-slow shard. Rats. Oh, that's another Dawn Mesa Duo. Okay, well then. Huh. Let's put a resource on top of my deck here. I'm gonna Valor this guy. I'm gonna have this, exhaust this, this. How many Valors do I want in my hand? I can only hold 3 more Valors anyways, right? Yeah, I'll exhaust these 2. And then I'll have this guy go off of here. Alright, your turn. So next turn, we get to play this Auspex, and if we put a non-slow shard on top of our deck, we get to play 2 Valors, which is going to make 2 more Intrepid Conjurers, and give all of our troops in play and in our deck +2/+2. I think we're going to win the Go Big race. Yep, no blocks. Non-slow shard, please. Non-slow shard, please. This will probably prompt a concession even with 1 trigger. Oh, it's not a slow shard. And we're 1 turn away from our... We're only 1 resource away from our champion power here. Play the Auspex. Valor this guy. Everything grows. Grow, my children, grow. Play this. Everything grows. Smash. Smashy, smashy. Smashy, smashy. I assume that's lethal. I don't know, we're gaining 10 even if it's not, so probably fine. Go wide and tall simultaneously. Gee. Got him good? It's pretty sweet. Let's play 1 more. That's like kind of sweet. I'm enjoying myself. I don't know if this deck is good, but it's sweet. It plays a lot of cards that draw cards. As someone who enjoys playing cards that draw cards, this deck definitely scratches that itch pretty well. I don't know if it's better than the Tri-Shard Ardent deck that I played last weekend or the Furiko deck that we've been playing on stream, but it's definitely doing powerful things in both of those veins. Decks that draw a bunch of cards get to have get to be fairly consistent as well, which is nice. You want some more? More? You want more, little fat boy? First, if your vanity card does not draw a card, someone clearly did not do their job. Yep, I agree with that. All right, another Winter Moon opponent here. Hand's pretty good. We've got both of our races in our Dawn Mesa Duo. We actually got both of our races in Howling Plains Alpha and Llama Herder here too. It's gonna Fate Weave a resource to the top of our deck. Even if we get a non-wild off of that, we get to play Llama Herder on 2. We probably want to lead on Llama Herder anyways, right? Just to, like, apply some pressure to our opponent nicely. Start going wide. Yep, Thunderfield's here. Sweet. So I get to go Sapphire here into Llama Herder, and then next turn we get to go Wild Ice, Howling Plains Alpha. Probably Fate Weave another resource to the top of our deck, unless we draw a shard naturally this turn. Tilling the Soil. Okay, I wonder if they're playing some kind of combo-oriented... maybe one of the monk deck. There's a monk combo deck, I think. Some awkward, like, giant number of card combo. So remember to activate my Llama Herder this time. It's eventually going to become second nature. Smash in there. Wouldn't be surprised if they chump block for 3. They might be able to chump for more down the line, so they might hold it off, but taking the 3-pointer doesn't seem bad here. Our Llama Herder puts a lot of pressure on the board really quickly. It's kind of sweet. Like, this and Intrepid Conjurer both as, like, 2 different go-wide cards is kind of awesome. It's like, you need to answer these quickly or they're going to put a lot of power on the board and your spot removal becomes very bad. And by that, I mean our opponent is just going to get beat down by the pressure of a Llama Herder. Doesn't want to play Hex anymore. Alright, I guess we'll queue up one more. That was super-duper quick. That game there was a good example of, like, why I like playing these moderately aggressive decks a lot of the time. Especially ones that, like, if your deck can be moderately aggressive and draw cards, it's, like, going to be in a good spot a lot of the time, because drawing cards allows you to have a lot of consistency, because you're seeing a lot of your deck every game. And being moderately aggressive means, like, if your opponent's doing something weird that you don't quite recognize, you're like, well, I'm just going to, like, be aggressive and pressure you out of this game, so I don't really care if you're doing something weird. Yeah, I think this hand's fine. I've got all 3 of my thresholds here. I'm going to go ahead and play this Diamond on 1 and Guidance for a non-resource. So we get this Guidance plus a draw step to hit a 2-drop potentially. Perfect. This hand, that's literally all this hand needed to be very, very good to go from, like, kind of okay to perfect. 2-drop into a Hero of Legend. Intrepid Conjurer from the opponent. Strong start from them as well. Arcane the Soil down the line. If my opponent doesn't give us a board we can attack into here, I'm probably just going to Dawn Mesa Duo. Probably control decks, Britain. They probably just want to play Dirtle Beers, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to play Dirtle Beers. Well, that's really lucky for our opponent. So they have the Miracle Gem in their Moonrise Elder here, which says the turn you draw this, it gets -2 cost. So they drew this on exactly turn 2. They had a turn 2 4/4, 3/4. That made 2 Valor, so their Intrepid Conjurers are going to get to go wide here. It's pretty good. I'm just going to play the Dawn Mesa Duo here, because like I said, can't attack it anyways. Might as well do this. My opponent can Valor and make 2 Intrepid Conjurers here. Yep. Right here. Oh, he's just hiding. Yep, he's a good kid. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna go ahead and Valor this Dawn Mesa Duo and attack for 4. If they want to trade, they have to trade both of these guys for it. And if they don't trade, I get a Valor out of the deal and gain 4. Yeah, sure. The sweet Hero of Legend AA sleeves here. Okay. Shader for them. No attacks. Since that's a good hit. Huh. What am I gonna do here? Let's just Valor this and then put a non-resource on top of my deck here. Or am I putting a resource on top of my deck? Probably a non-resource. I wouldn't mind drawing a Moonrise Elder of my own. Heart of Embers is pretty good in these removal light matchups. I'm just going to get to use their Valors to destroy my board, basically. Probably going to see this Intrepid Conjurer die here. Yep. They made this into a 4/5 so they could start attacking in now. No attack's a little defensive. I'll take it, though. Alright, Llama Herder. Exhaust the Llama Herder. Go Valor past the turn. Going on, is it tough? Good morning. Or afternoon now. Yeah, we are pretty dead ski poo here. This is another matchup where Runebind is pretty significantly worse than Transmogrifade. Make that swap, and again, bring in the Pride. So it's actually probably exactly how we boarded against the last one, right? It's like Transmogrifade falls in, Runebinds draw out. I don't think I want Pippit Hustler. Pippit Hustler. The Sultai deck was a lot of fun. I am a giant sucker for 2 things in TCGs, bad tempo decks and bad flash decks, and that definitely falls into one of those 2 categories. Yeah, seems pretty good. It's got Llama Herder into Moonrise Elder on the play here. Again, our Moonrise Elders have the -1 cost gem in them, so I'm going to get to go Wild Ice, Fate Weave a non-resource for Wild, Cobblestones for Sapphire, or Cobblestones for Diamond, play Llama Herder, Sapphire for Sapphire, play Moonrise Elder. Lanupaw Sight's pretty good too. You don't want to see a ton of cards like Lanupaw Sight in a matchup like this, but drawing 1 or 2 of them is fine. You can usually cement your advantage. It's a bad card to play when you're behind on board, but if you're at board parity, Lanupaw Sight's the type of card that can help push you over the top. Just play this Moonrise Elder, generate 2 Valors, exhaust the Moonrise Elder, the Llama Herder, so we get to go ahead and get in for an extra point. This is like marginally worse if my opponent like goes Ruby Shard Righteous Outlaw, but it's kind of a low probability of happening, I think. Ardent Crusader, sure. I want to Pridefall Llama Herder this turn? Yeah, I think I do. I'm gonna go ahead and make my second wild here. Pridefall this Storko. Get a couple of spirits, those don't really matter. Back for 7. No sure gonna get run out of the game by the Llama Herders here. This card's been really good. Llama Herder generates a lot of pressure really quickly. Card gets out of hand on the play. The sand is certainly too slow this matchup. It doesn't have anything until Hero of Legend, and Arcane Soil is the type of card that we want to like come off the top in the mid to late game. It's not something we want a bunch of copies of in our opening hand. Transmogrifade's pretty good, and we've got Intrepid Conjurer to play on 1, which is nice. We don't have a second shard, but we have Guidance here that can get a second shard for us down the line, so not the worst. Llama Llama, he's a llama. He's a very funny llama. Llama Llama from our Llama 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 Duck. Gonna Fate Weave for a resource first here in case we had an ice, just like that. Another resource on top of my deck at this point. Would like to try and curve out to 5. Don't want to offer this trade because I'd like to use this to mobilize my Dawn Mesa Duo next turn. Oh, they hit a Moonrise Elder. Gross. Oh, I think we're pretty dead here. They have 2 more Valors in their hand. The AA Moonrise Elders are from the Hero of Legend collector deck. Opponent is doing their stupid thing faster than us. You are not wrong. I think I just have to take this hit here. Ugh. Need a Sapphire this turn. That could be a Sapphire. Alright. God bless you, Dawn Mesa Duo. I think I actually want to Valor the Dawn Mesa Duo here, so that way it can eat these 3-power guys. Yeah, right, Holidays? Gross. Hi, Jacob. After Dad finishes this game, we're gonna go get some lunch, okay? Oh, you want your shoes off? Shoes off. Shoes off. Yep, we're gonna go eat some lunch after Dad finishes this game, okay? Hi, buddy. This 4/4 Life Drainer stabilizes kinda hard. We got this Transmogrifade to make their Crusader worse here. They're probably debating if they want to Alpha Strike here or not. You have to hold on just a minute, Jacob. That's fine. Hi, buddy. You wanna come sit by your dad? Ugh. You smell like feet. Kids are gross. You want to show? Can you show me which one you want? Show me which one you want. So, let's transmog both of these, I think, probably. Which one is more scary afterwards, and eat that one? Well, that's kind of unfortunate. Man, Hogland, nice RNG card you got there. Nice RNG card. All right, those are pretty good. Are we dead on board? We might be dead on board. I block here, or I jump here, eat here, go to 13, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So not dead on board. That's a good start. Not dead on board is a good start. Oh lord, that makes right, I forgot about their chant power. Now am I dead on board? Jury is out. So if I block here and jump here, I take 11, I'm going to 13, so yeah, that's fine, I'm not dead yet. Howling Plains Alpha, Intrepid Conjurer, Valor the Intrepid Conjurer, pass. If I get really lucky here, they'll only attack with the Boltwing Phoenix, and then I get to transmog it to something on the ground, and we're dead. All right. Yeah, I don't think this deck's probably not very good. It was kind of a sweet idea. I'm gonna go ahead and feed the kids some lunch, so I will catch all of y'all around later. Peace, folks. I will see you. I'll be back again tomorrow morning with some more hex action. So, peace.